Hey people, how's it going? On today's video, we're going to go ahead and have a little bit of a story time. I'm going to tell you about 5 things that I made mistakes early on in my board gaming hobby endeavor of when I went to buy board games. So let's go ahead and just dive into that list. The first thing I made a mistake when buying board games when I first got into the hobby was buying board games at conventions all the time. Now, I'm not saying you can't buy board games at conventions. I was just, early on, I was so excited about the hobby. I was like, oh, I just want to buy all the games, and I go to a convention and I get ooh and ahhed on all the games there, and I spend a lot more money than I wanted to, and not always enjoyed all the games that I picked up. All right, so the next one that I have on my list is so I like doing research on the games before I buy them, and Board Game Geek is a very helpful resource in deciding if I'm going to enjoy this game and what mechanics, player counts, what people usually recommend. Now, I always usually take this with a grain of salt, but this is one of the mistakes, is not using BGG enough when I'm going ahead and deciding on my purchases. When I was first getting games, I would just kind of like read the back of the box, get excited about the artwork, look at the theme, look at maybe even the publisher that I was really liking at the time, like, oh, let's just get it, and then find out later that it's something that I wouldn't really enjoy. And if I just took more time to dive into it and research, and even sometimes I don't even think I knew about BGG when I first started out, it was like, it's just such a great resource to go and help you discern and decide on which games you want to buy. So that was number 2. Number 3 is, let's see, buying board games just because a content creator says it's cool or I like their review. Still, do your research. Content creators are great to go to find out more about your game, but just because someone says it was great doesn't mean it's always great. Like, sometimes I make content and I say this game's awesome. I really enjoy it, but you might not really enjoy it. So always do, like I said in my previous one, always do your own research. Go on BGG, check it out. Watch other content creators and their videos and see if it's something that you'll enjoy. Get more opinions before you spend your hard-earned cash on games. All right, next on the list is just buying a board game because it's on sale. Now, this is a good thing if you can get games on sale and you know you already want them. But if you go into, if your local game store has a Black Friday sale or a special event sale where prices on games are slashed and you're really excited, like, oh my gosh, just pile it all up. Get all the games. I don't care if I've never heard of them. I don't care if there's a minimum 3-player account and I'm only mainly playing with 2 players. Just throw it in the cart. Yeah, in my early years of buying games, I would be a sucker for just going ahead and getting games that are just on sale and spending money that I could just save and spend on other stuff or other games, or just hold on to, because I don't want to just throw out all my money there and on a board game sale just because it's like a shiny price, and I'm like, ooh. All right, so last but not least, and this is going to be a dinger for some people, and this is one that my wife really agreed with, is buying a Kickstarter. So buying Kickstarters based on my FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out. Me and my wife, me, sometimes her, sometimes me, sometimes both of us, would just jump on a Kickstarter because we were scared we were going to miss on something good. And even if we were tight on money, sometimes like, okay, well, by that time we'll have the money, or just spending a lot, because sometimes Kickstarters are a lot of money, whether it's like getting the super deluxeified version or the shipping. It just can be really costly, and you also don't want to be, especially if you get into board game communities and groups and everyone's getting their Kickstarter and you didn't back that, so you're kind of like, you're missing out. But if it's a game that you don't like, or you could live without and play what you already have, then do that first. That was something that we had definitely a struggle with at the early stages of us enjoying this hobby. And another thing, I'm gonna throw in another one for you, because I was just thinking as we're going through this list, is you don't need to deluxeify every game you own. Get a game where you can get the bits later and upgrade it, but play the game and just see if you like it. And then, if you really enjoy the game, go ahead and deluxeify it. There are these third-party or even the publishers that have these, these deluxe versions, and they go ahead and they'll make your game better. But play your game first to really enjoy it. That's something that happened at conventions sometimes, where I would have a game, get a game, and then see deluxe pieces and be like, oh, well, I'll get that game and I'll get the deluxe pieces, or just go straight for the deluxe edition. And I'm like, well, maybe you want to do more research, or maybe you want to play the game a little bit more before you get the deluxe pieces. But yeah. And another thing, I'm just throwing out the 5 things here. The last thing I'm going to go ahead and say is buying expansions to make the base game better. That is something I had a problem with when I was first starting, where the base game wasn't that great. It was all right. It wasn't something to write home about. But then people were like, "Oh, if you get the expansion, it will fix it and make it better." Okay, so I have to spend more money on my game to go ahead and make it better when I'm already kind of about the base game, and the expansion made it better for you, but it might not make it better for me. And I'm not gonna get stuck in the sunk costs fallacy where I'm like, oh, well, I already got this, so spend more money. I'm like, well, no. But there were a few games that I got stuck in where I was like, okay, I should get the expansion because the expansion will make the game better. But if I'm already like, on the base game, then why would I go ahead and spend more money? So those are things that I got stuck in my early years of board gaming, collecting, and the hobby. What are some things that in your early years that you would have gone and tell yourself in the past, like, don't do this. You're going to spend too much money on this, and it's not going to make you happy, or you don't need that game. You're not going to miss out on anything. Let me know in the comments below of what things you would tell yourself to stop and don't buy as you have learned throughout your board gaming hobbiness. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked it, and I can't wait to read your comments in the description of this video, or the comments of this video. Blah. So yeah, hope you all have a great day and are playing games. So I'll talk to you guys later. Toodaloo!